Okay, big warm round of applause for our presenter, the CEO of Rizzle, Vidya.
Thanks, David. Good morning. Thank you for being here. When I decided that I wanted to do this talk at VidCon, the good people at VidCon asked me if anyone else is going to join me on stage. And I thought about it and I said, no, it's just going to be me. And then last week, I was looking at the schedule and I saw that I had signed up for a 45-minute slot. And I said, no human being should ever be talking to an audience alone for 45 minutes, let alone on a Saturday morning at 10 a.m. after 2 long days of VidCon have already gone by. I said, okay, I need a backup plan, I need a better plan, and came up with this impromptu idea over the last couple of days that I would find a few creators to join me here for an exciting initial fun panel-like discussion, and then I would bore you with my regular talk. So, so I welcome Peter Hollins, Brent Musgrove, and Tabitha Kane to the stage with me. They've graciously agreed to do a little Q&A to kick off the session. Thank you. Thanks for being here, guys. So since this was very last minute, I'm just going to have them do a quick intro of themselves rather than me trying to make up things that don't make sense. You guys want to quickly introduce yourselves?
Sure, yeah. Hi, my name is Peter Hollins. I've been a full-time YouTuber for 14 years now. I was like the first person to do all the dorky a cappella boxes and cloning myself and singing. Movie Pitch Perfect's about my wife and I. It's a book and then turned into a movie series. I enjoy investing and advising creator economy companies. I care nothing more than educating my peers on how to make a living doing what they love. And recently, I am very addicted to AI and maximizing the potential of my workflow and just playing around in the coolest tech section that there maybe has ever been. Yay.
Hi, I'm Tabitha Kane, and I have a podcast with my co-host Gretchen, which is right over there. And we also have a YouTube channel. It's called Housewives of True Crime. We started in the podcast world over 5 years ago, and we put our stuff on YouTube later. We should have started well before that, but I think it's been about a couple years now. And AI to me, really, when she asked us, I'm very interested in it, and also had started dabbling in it, like you said, and just really kind of the YouTube culture as something that I'm really interested in. Our podcast is really interested in learning more about.
Great.
I'm Brent Musgrove. Our channel on YouTube is Musgrove Bros. It's me and 3 of my brothers going around really just messing around with people and playing games. We come up with different challenges and wagers that we play with people on the streets. But what we're trying to do is actually grow our channel. She accidentally asked us yesterday if we wanted to be a part of this. And I said, yeah, of course. And then realized we're up here with some big names. So I was like, okay, well, cool. Yeah, we still want to do it. So, but I'm up here. We wanted to use AI more for growing our channel because we just started this year, actually. And I mean, we're averaging 5 to 10 subscriptions a week. But what we'd like to do is supercharge that and also expand to TikTok and all the Facebook Reels and Instagram Reels and stuff like that. So we were talking with her yesterday and joking around with her, and she made the mistake of thinking we were bigger than we were.
So just to clarify, I did not accidentally ask him. I intentionally asked him. And so here we are. I think it's really good to have a mix of people who've been doing YouTube for a while and people who are just starting out on YouTube. So this is great. The way it turned out, is better than I imagined. So thank you again. So I'll start with a few lighthearted questions. I'm sure there's so much going on about AI that I did not want to delve into a very serious discussion about AI, and then I'm going to bore you for 20 minutes with my talk anyway. So I thought we'll start with something light and see what these guys have to say. We have about 6 questions, and I thought we could go around and start with a different person for each question, and then all 3 of you can chime in. So the first question I have is, will there be a day when your biggest fan is a bot? And would you even know that? Peter, we want to start with you?
A bot. I think we have an interesting element of botting happening across social media already, and so the terminology already sparks negative sentiment because I don't like the name bot. It doesn't sound great. But utilizing, let's say, AI to manufacture somebody's personality, and then they are engaging with their core supporters in ways to increase depth and connection between, hypothetically, my bot and their bot. That's not the right probably word. Sure, of course, anything is possible. We can think it will eventually probably happen, unless something more impressive can jumpstart it. But I think it's not going to be called that. It's going to be called something awesome, like, Apple's never going to say AI anymore. They're going to always just be like Apple Intelligence.
Intelligence, yes.
You got to brand it right?
Yeah. What do you think, Tabitha?
So you asked if your biggest fan, right?
Yeah.
So I think that there has been bots out there that have supported people to rank them very well already. And Apple has, and this is a couple years ago when we first started, I think a lot of podcasters used bots. Maybe it wasn't necessarily like the AI that we see today. And so I can see it happening. Do I think it should happen? I don't think so. I would like to see real people being my fans, but
Of course.
but I don't know.
You're
Yeah.
totally right. Like, obviously there's been bots subscribing to people, even adding random comments. That's been going on for nearly a decade, nearly as long as Instagram has been around. And but what I really mean here is like a bot that genuinely becomes your fan, which means that they're watching all your content, making meaningful comments on it, and kind of cheering you to go.
So you're saying once superintelligence unleashes itself on the internet and it is its own identity, will that be my biggest fan?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I like that being the future, so I'm going to say no to try to be able to put Signal out as that being a thing.
I'll say 100%. With the way AI is moving, as soon as it becomes sentient, yeah, of course it's going to be your biggest fan, and then you'll have some that are your biggest enemies. But I'm worried we have a biggest fan right now that's an AI or a bot, because there's somebody who engages with every one of our videos, and I'm like, this can't be a real person. They can't be that interested in us.
No, they're definitely real. Definitely real.
I'm like, I can't put a face to this yet, so it's got to be a bot. I don't know.
Just wait till they find you and give you a hug and grab your butt and won't let go. That happens.
I've already seen some of those comments.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
I agree with that. I sometimes wonder, like, I see a comment and I go, this can't be a real person who actually watched my video. So I agree with you there. Okay, second question. Do you imagine a day when you trust an AI more than your editor? We'll start with Tabitha this time.
My editor wants me to say absolutely not.
That's right.
But I think that yes, I do. I do think there is a possibility for that. At present time, I think it's a super great tool for our editor to use. I think there's always something with a personal human touch, so I don't know if I'll ever just hand it all over. But I definitely think there is a way that there is a smarter technology than a human brain.
Okay.
Currently, our editor is me, so 100% I would trust the AI over me. However, no, it always has to be authentic. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're trying to do with our channel. Would I trust it that it could edit the video faster, quicker, and more precise and everything? Yeah, but as far as pulling the funny clips out and everything. Right now, AI doesn't have that humor aspect. It's really flat because I've used AI in my real job that makes money, and it's always very to the point, you know what I mean, and precise on what it's saying, and it doesn't understand the humor aspect that the humans would, you know, engage with.
But you seem to be on the side of Elon Musk, thinking that we will get to sentience.
Oh yeah, Skynet's on its way. I mean, that's 100%. I mean, at some point, you know, you watch iRobot and everything, you know, you'll have your friends and your enemies. So, I mean, Elon Musk said it best, you know, if we keep going the way we're going, yeah, it's not gonna be good. But I mean, as far as YouTube and editing, let's go forward.
Okay, Peter, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a foregone conclusion that editors of the future will all be AI, but even to my own lived experience, like my best editor right now, of like the last 5 years, I just, you know, gave him a role of like creative lead because I've been teaching him AI and thus he's utilizing all the tools, so he's not really an editor anymore, he's much more than that. So I think that's like a really good testament to what is going to happen, right? If our junior level employees are all going to be then autonomous in some way or form, whether it's agents or bots or whatever we're going to term a lot, you know, it's just going to get bigger and better all the time, faster. Then the humans are the ones that are going to be, you know, pulling the NSYNC like, bop, bop, you know, like the, what's the one where they're, yes, thank you so much. And so it's a foregone conclusion that our editors will and should initially be AI in some capacity, right? Especially the first couple drafts, like,
Yeah.
duh.
I have to agree because I run an entire company that's based on that, and we only survive if AI is going to do a decent job at the first draft. Okay, third question. This is kind of the most interesting question for me on this list. Now that AI can look like us and talk like us, would you clone yourself to use a younger version of you to make videos? Let's start with Brent.
That's scary. I'm already super handsome, so I don't have to worry about that. But no, honestly, I like the authenticity. So I wouldn't do it because I want to be able to engage and people understand who I am. No. I mean, I know a lot of people already change themselves, you know, without AI. So AI would be the easier form of them doing that online. But I wouldn't do it because I like the authenticity.
Okay.
So, like you said, I think there is a way that we already are kind of changing ourselves with, you know, the filters, right? I mean, people look totally different. Would I clone myself? I will have to say maybe, because I don't have enough time. I have 3 children, and I have a husband and a whole household, and so I don't have enough time between, even Gretchen has 3 children, right? So we are like, how do we get enough content on TikTok and all of these different platforms that we need to grow our business, and we just don't have the time. So if we could put up certain things, maybe not everything, but just take some of the space and time that we need, sure.
That's true. I want to change mine. I understand that,
No,
but I've
no,
also
no,
seen
no.
Multiplicity. If y'all haven't seen Multiplicity, the clones will clone themselves, and it won't be good. I'll tell you that right now.
But let me stress on this younger version part. I mean, it's not just about cloning ourselves. Like, let's say 10 years from now, would you still be making content of the clone that you made from today, or would you update the clone to look more like how you look 10 years from now?
Can I answer that? So I have lots and lots of peers who are already doing non-AI versions of ways to create a consistent brand in perpetuity and be able to provide that to the audience for numerous reasons, right? The audience expects a certain look, a certain sound, and being able to provide the thing that the audience wants, whether it's a tool that's AI or whatever, I think it's absolutely. And to the fact, like, my old butt like started this when I was 30, and so I'm already 44. If I want to appease a younger demographic across specific platforms that are like Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and it's still me, but just because it's like adjusted in a filter that is video instead of photo, I don't really necessarily think that's any different than what we've been doing. And so if I'm trying to actually put out positive content into the world, and just because I'm utilizing an AI tool to be able to emotionally be impactful to my audience. If it's providing, in my opinion, something that is beautiful, like, who cares?
I actually agree with that too. I don't think it would work for me personally, so I think it just depends, because we relate to our audience because they relate to us personally. Like, we talk for 7 minutes before just about what's going on in our personal lives. But I was at a talk and Matt Pat was talking about how,
You know, he's a singer.
no,
Yeah, he got his musical Broadway degree.
no way.
Yeah. We did a Game of Thrones medley. It's like online. It's really fun. You guys should check it out.
Yes,
But please
but-
continue.
Okay, so my son watches all that, right? He loves, you know, just the younger vibe. And so if you appeal to that audience, and then they, like Caden, he's gonna age out, but my younger son is gonna age into that, right? So yes, then for sure you wanna still seem young and relevant. You don't wanna seem like a grandpa, you know? So I think for some people it really would work, but
Yeah.
some not.
I think there's a lot of hot grandpas, so it's fine. Okay.
All right, I'm also looking at the time here. This is amazing. I could keep going for the entire duration with you guys, but I think I also committed to doing that. So we'll try to do one more question, and then I'll talk about what I was supposed to talk about. Do you think that you would make more money or less money in the world of AI? More?
More, yeah.
That's what you want to make. That's what you think will happen.
Nah, yeah, it's going to change everything so drastically. It's going to be an upset to the industry as it continues to develop. So there will be revenues that you wouldn't even see coming that are going to come in from AI.
So my vision for the future is one in which money becomes so much of abundance due to where we're heading, that AI, the conversation and the question, I think, is more impactful if you ask, will you have more time? I think we're going to be able to have the capability of getting so much more done, and then hopefully, as fathers and mothers, we're able to then take a different question to heart, which is like, why am I here? Why do I have consciousness? And should I be spending more time being the coach of my son's baseball team, which is really fun. I did it just this year and we won, it was amazing. And while simultaneously then hopefully being able to provide the same amount of content at the same consistent, that there's the expectancy that we have to keep the freaking engine running, that like this freaking treadmill that's killing us. I think AI hopefully will allow us to have the opportunity to slow that treadmill down and then actually enjoy life in like a way that I think is purposeful, I hope.
Yeah, this is great. I want to thank you guys for joining me here. I really appreciate this. We'll do it again sometime, and I will now thank you guys and see if I can talk about some other stuff. Thank you. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks. All right, let's see. Let me start, on that background of making more money, having more free time, what is really wrong with the AI, the world as we see it right now? What's really wrong is this. We were promised something by the sci-fi movies, and that looks something like this.
By the year 2005, your wife's family, every home will have an
2005,
NPR
even better.
114.
We don't have this yet.
Very good.
Thank you, sir.
I think it sucks.
Sucks. Chickens do not have lips.
He was designed to serve humans.
Would you please open the window?
One is glad to be of use.
Now jump. No! Out the window.
So that's what we were promised. But somehow, what it looks like today, we're still doing the dishes, the laundry, and all the chores, and the cooking, and everything else. And AI is promising to make our videos. Somehow, this is the side of the world we ended up in, right? And I say we got scammed a little bit here. So, let's talk about what we should be using AI for, so that we can actually have this free time we talked about, and not in the way that we get to go back and do our chores, but in the way that maximizes our creativity and makes our life more interesting, right? So what could we be using it for? We could be using it for scripting, for editing, making life easier, taking away the repetitive tasks that we do sometimes, creating your thumbnails, especially now we're in the context of creating video content and what's AI going to help us do. SEO and keywords, which I'm sure all of you guys love and can't wait to give it to AI. Like, you know, I have not met a single individual who puts their hand up and says, I love doing my own SEO. I know I don't. You love doing your own SEO?
Yeah, it's great.
Meet me after the talk. So, the outcome most of us are looking for, clearly we have people who like doing their own SEO, but you know, most of us are looking for this outcome where it's our creativity, our personality, our individuality that defines who we are in our videos and our content overall. With AI getting to some faster editing and post-processing workflows, optimizing that so that after we've applied our creativity, we're not stuck doing a bunch of repetitive tasks before we can get that out to the world. And seeing that result in great engagement and eventually great monetization. This is the world at least most of us want to see. So with that in mind, we created Rizzle as a no-edit video creation platform. No-edit is a tongue-in-cheek way of saying that you shouldn't have to spend hours and hours editing your video. Of course, you can do minor edits in order to make sure that you like what the output is. So what we do here is we are an end-to-end platform that supports a lot of things that YouTubers and other video creators need, starting with faceless video content, for example, being able to start with your script and creating an entire video from it, using real footage, using your own footage, a mix of that, things like that. I'll talk more about where we get our footage from in a minute. Being able to create teasers, highlights, clips, and shorts from your content. And this is an important distinction. There's lots of platforms that help you create shorts, but to be able to maximize engagement on your regular content on YouTube or horizontal video content that still makes most of the money for most people, being able to create those teasers, creating highlights out of your long form podcast. You can start from your audio or video podcast to create these teasers, highlights, and clips. And creating thumbnails from your video content using AI, where AI will go through your frames and find the right frames and identify the topics to put together the right title and the right kind of thumbnail from it. YouTube just released a A/B test feature for thumbnails earlier this month, being able to test out 3 different thumbnails as if you had, you know, lots of free time after you've made your first thumbnail to make 2 more. So what we do is in one shot give you several options that you can choose from and download multiple of these thumbnails, drop them into YouTube so that it can A/B test and figure out the best one that's going to work for your video and automatically use it. In order to achieve all this, we have a bunch of content partners, the first of which is Getty Images. So we're powered by the world's largest stock media library, bringing editorial as well as creative content. So no matter what vertical you make your video content in, we probably have some stock footage for you. And of course, anything that's happening in current events, news, sports, Getty has coverage of most of that. Map Tiler, which allows us to do text to maps, which means that you can put in your script and will automatically identify the geographies in it and create these map animations. So you don't have to spend hours and hours animating your maps manually by taking screenshots. Statista, another content partner of ours that allows us to bring charts and infographics to your video. Once again, you can start with your text and we will automatically extract the statistics mentioned in your text and draw those as charts, or you could, you know, put in your exact data that you want to be, you know, turned into a chart and insert it into your video as well. So, a quick mention for those, if anyone's leaving early, I want to mention that you can use the code Rizzle250 to get started on the platform. It'll give you 250 tokens for free, just for this audience here today. So you'll be able to add that to get your free tokens to try out the platform if you wanted to.
Can you give the spelling of that, please?
Rizzle. So, a quick note, we named this platform Rizzle 5 years ago, before Riz was the word. And we were talking to, I think it was Newsweek, and the first question they asked us at the meeting was, did you guys name your platform because of Riz being word of the year? And we're like, nope, happened despite the fact that we named our platform Rizzle and called people who use it Rizzlers, and apparently that's a thing in the dictionary now. But anyway, got lucky. It could have been the other way around. You name your company, and then Urban Dictionary has just a horrendous description of that word, and you got to go change your name now because you can't be known as that. So I prefer being on this side, right? So let's talk about monetization a little bit. So a lot of top YouTubers, you guys probably already know this, and I'm talking to people who are already preaching to the choir here. They do clips and highlights. They call these clips, but they're really highlights and topic-based segmentation of their long-form video content, and double or triple their monetization and engagement as a result of it. And they're doing this with a team of editors and paying them hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm not making this up. Any of you guys listen to Destiny, he's very, very open about how much he pays his editorial team, and it's about $600,000 a year. So unless you're going to be able to afford that kind of money and pay a massive editorial team that is working day and night to put out your clips, you're going to use a platform that is powered by AI. That's what we're helping everybody do. So leveling the playing field for everybody to get that engagement, get that boost in monetization. Now, of course, we help people create vertical video content. Lots of people use us for that. But we did not want to stop there because we all know that the RPMs on these are like 6 cents or 6 to 10 cents, which despite the additional views that you will get on shorts is not enough to result in meaningful monetization. So this is one of the main reasons we have a much more comprehensive solution that allows people to create these teasers for the beginning of your video, highlights that do cut downs of your long form podcast, these clips that are horizontal but not limited to 1 minute, and they can go out, vary in length based on whatever topic is being covered. So it all results in meaningful additional monetization, and of course all the B-rolls and other things that we provide so that you don't have to worry about licensing and copyrights. We already have that covered for you. Okay, to conclude the talk, I have a short documentary that was made on Rizzle that you guys can watch to get an idea of the platform and hopefully find it immersive.
On December 26, 2004, the Indian Ocean tsunami struck with devastating force, leaving a trail of destruction that touched the lives of millions across Southeast Asia. Despite thousands of videos of the unfiltered moments of the tragedy captured by ordinary people, these videos were not easily accessible to people around the world. For the third time in 2004, 3 PayPal employees in the San Francisco Bay Area discussed the need for a platform that made video sharing accessible to everyone. On Valentine's Day 2005, Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and Jawed Karim registered the domain youtube.com. From its modest beginnings of the first video filmed at the San Diego Zoo, YouTube has given us many iconic moments.
Oh my God.
I was old enough to remember this.
Daddy bit me.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so.
Is this real life?
No.
Sorry.
While the iconic moments largely belong to everyday people, we've also seen many iconic channels that have forever changed how we consume media, and who we watch. Entertainers like Dude Perfect and Mr. Beast. Explainers like Derek Muller and Destin Sandlin. Educators like John and Hank Green, the Vlog Brothers, the creators of the Crash Course channel, and VidCon co-founders.
The fact is that there is a ton of smart, interesting, creative content out there that's being watched by hundreds of millions of people, and we wanted to show that.
What started as an event for fans to meet their favorite YouTubers in 2010, with 1,400 attendees, now has over 50,000 attendees and is the world's largest creator convention. YouTube makes $32 billion in revenue for Google, contributing roughly $200 billion to Google's market cap. Not a shabby return on the $1.65 billion that Google paid for YouTube in 2006. Today, 3.7 million videos are uploaded to YouTube daily. An estimated 30 million hours of editing goes into creating YouTube videos every day. The platform handles an estimated 4 million copyright claims a day, or more than 166,000 claims every hour. The hours spent editing and the threat of copyright violations can be exhausting. So, how should you be leveraging AI? Increasing productivity is one of the critical ways in which AI is shaping the world today. Rizzle was started with a mission to make video creation faster, better, and more accessible to everyone. Today, Rizzle partners with the world's top content providers like Getty Images, MapTyler, and Statista, so that you can get all the footage you need without the hassles of licensing or copyright violations. Using AI, Rizzle makes it possible to create exceptional videos in 30 to 60 minutes. That is 16x faster than the average time taken to edit a YouTube video. Create teasers, highlights, clips, shorts, thumbnails, or faceless videos. Everything you need for your YouTube channel. Today, we're introducing the YouTube Unlimited Pass, a program that enables YouTubers to get started on Rizzle with unlimited usage for only a small monthly membership fee. Spend a little less time editing and more time creating, and get the real AI boost factor.
So, a lot of things you watched, almost everything you watched in that video was created on Rizzle. The entire video was created on Rizzle, and I want to point out a few things. Obviously, all the stock footage, automatically stitching together all the animations, etc. So this was based on a text script. This was one of the faceless video content. Obviously, I did not have the energy to put myself on the video leading up to VidCon, so I didn't do that. But it started with the script, uses an AI voiceover. The background music, we have you probably got that. It said Statista, and I wanted to fix that pronunciation and spent 2 days bugging my team to try to do that, but we didn't work.
16x.
Sorry?
It said 16x instead of 16 times.
16x, that's true, 16 times, that's right. But the cool thing is that one I missed, by the way. So the cool thing is that we have a way to add pronunciations to teach the AI how to do it. I just couldn't come up with a construction for Statista that worked the way I wanted it to work. But, so you can actually tell the phonetic spelling that you wanted to pronounce out, and so we've added that capability so that AI voiceover can be slightly more tolerable. And many other things like the map of San Francisco you saw there, the animation that was created on the platform, all the text graphics that were outlaid on the videos, the ability to insert original media and use the audio from that original media as part of your video, many other things. So with that, I would love to open the floor for any questions you guys have. We can pass the mic around, and David has kindly agreed to do that. And that's your coupon code, just in case you didn't catch that before.
Cool, I get to start. So my question is, if you're not doing a faceless video, if you're doing one where you're in front of the camera, how much does Rizzle like cut in between you, the images? Does it just figure it out on its own and then you can fix certain things? What's the customization of it?
That's a great question, and as you asked the question, I realized I could have included a demo of that, but just reach out to me offline, I can show you something. But so it will automatically take a shot at it, and then you'll get a chance to fix it. So basically what it does is you can upload your video, and then using the transcript from it, it'll figure out the different options. It'll generate several options for teasers, highlights, clips. We have it coming where you can make the entire video as well with B-roll and have that edited. But right now we support the teasers, highlights, clips option. A hack is to go into one of the highlights and just choose the entire transcript and ask the system to make a video. So you can today make the entire video on it. And then it'll take a shot at where to add in B-roll, where to cut between the speaker and B-roll, also do a split layout where you have your video on one side and B-roll on the other side, and then things like that. And then it'll lay it out scene by scene for you, so that in every scene you can go choose to change things, either swap out the media that was chosen or completely switch over to original media, which is from your A-roll or camera footage versus entirely B-roll. So these options are there in a scene by scene basis. Makes it easier to edit than a timeline based editor, so that you can make these changes faster.
We have another question right here.
Hi, thank you. Really appreciate the conversation. I hope this question isn't too niche that others will appreciate it. The channel I work for, it's called The Charismatic Voice, and it's very dedicated to artists and musicians. We have a very positive community. However, if they see things like those little errors, right? We have lots of homophones in the English language. AI can't quite pick up on it yet. They're very vocal and sometimes victrolic about seeing AI because they're so appreciative of artists and very concerned about how AI is going to play into protecting artists or harming them. So maybe this question is for everyone on the panel, but just wondering how attitudinally you move forward in that space and keeping the positivity, keeping open minds, not turning off your community.
We work with a number of publishers, and they're usually the hardest bunch to work with because journalists are extremely concerned about every little thing that might be wrong and anything in the video that might indicate AI, and they put us through a really intense loop for about 6 months on the voiceover, and the ability to add pronunciations actually came from that exercise. So here's what I'll say about it. Technology is going to advance whether we like it or not, and it's up to us to adopt the right pieces of the technology that make our lives easier while still preserving the look and feel of the content as we would like it. So this is one of the reasons we have the ability to start out with a voiceover, so you can actually have someone do the entire voiceover, upload the MP3 file, and then start out your video from there. Or have your entire speaker video recorded and start from there. So you can pick and choose what you want AI to help you with, rather than it's not an all or nothing package, at least on Rizzle.
Very good. Another question?
So that was loud. Sorry, my voice is going. My main interest in using AI is my content is, so the main point of my content is to highlight the blatant sexism of gender-based censorship, also known as Free the Nipple. And what I'm hoping to do is use AI to take my patriarchy unfriendly versions of my videos and either like super zoom in on my face or like put a handmade outfit over my chest or whatever, so that I can have the clips for YouTube and stuff like that. Is there anything already built into Rizzle as far as like tracking moving objects and stuff like that? Because I do it manually myself and it takes like 16 times or 16x what it takes just filming the video trying to like move around.
Right. Good question. We don't have that yet. So we do track objects behind the scenes to visually understand what's in a video, what's in a frame. In fact, for thumbnails, for example, we try to identify whether a particular frame in a video is B-roll or is it the speaker, how many speakers are there, things like that. So we do understand what's in it, but that's not an interface we have exposed yet. It's not part of it. I'm pretty sure, somewhere in our roadmap we'll get to it, but not yet.
We have a question over here.
Hi.
Hi.
Forgive me if this is too in the weeds technical, but can Rizzle be used for, I guess, offline editing for private use? And I guess what I'm getting at is there integration with the community guidelines that restrict what kind of content you're allowed to? And I'll just say, for example, journalism, or for example, if I am in the military and want to make instructional videos and show content that would violate guidelines on certain platforms, but I want to make it privately and show it in the appropriate setting, is there integration with restrictions on the amount of content and the utilization of that tool? And I guess, is there a way to do it to where, hey, I'm using this on my own computer, I'm not trying to put it out to the public, and I'm using it in the appropriate setting. So I hope that makes sense, but that's my question.
So we are a cloud-based editing platform, so we're hosted on Amazon, for example. However, it is a private cloud, it's a private data center, and to that end, your account on Rizzle is private to you, and your videos are not visible to the community. Any media that you upload will be private and maintained only in your account. Now, I know that for certain government and military cases that may not be sufficient. You probably want solutions that are not even hosted on the cloud. We don't have offline, non-cloud-based editor solutions yet. Like, we don't have a desktop app, for example. Who knows, right? Like, I don't know yet. So the cloud editing solution allows us to be super fast in our development. Anything that's offline is definitely slower. It's hard to predict. I'm pretty sure in the future we will explore a stripped down version for iOS and Android to use. For example, maybe in the future there's one in the works for Mac and Windows. We don't, I'll never say no, but at the moment we don't have plans for that.
Hey, thank you first of all for bringing a tool to us that all of us can use. That's exciting, and congratulations to launching your company. Simple question. I have a video editor that I work with. Now, if I buy these credits, can I share that with my editor? Is there one login? Do I create a profile for my editor as a team member? How does any of that work?
Yeah, we have full-blown team support along with collaboration. So you can create an account, invite more people to the account. So if you go to the Rizzle page, you will see that there's an individual pricing plan and then there's a team pricing plan. And in the self-serve team pricing plan, you can add up to 5 people in your team. Right. And then we have enterprises who have unlimited team members as well. So we have that as well. So.
And what is the basic pricing for a starter package?
So you can get started on the platform for as little as $10 a month. It's token-based and usage-based pricing. So if you're just using thumbnails, it's only a few tokens to use every thumbnail you make. If you're editing a full-blown video with B-roll, obviously you'll spend more tokens. So it's just varied based on how much you're creating, what you're using.
I love that you're not pressing us into a subscription. Thank you.
Okay. I'll go right after that. Okay. Are the assets you partner with Getty, Statista, Matt Tyler, what are the usage restrictions on those? Can they be used in videos not created on the app, or are they like kind of pigeonholed into only being able to be published with Rizzle videos?
Yeah, we only have the license to provide the end work product, which means that you don't get access to the Getty library directly to download the original. You have to use it in a video that's made on Rizzle, and then you have rights to distribute that video wherever you want.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I was next.
Hi, I have a channel called the M2M Project that deals with independent film producers and trying to network people from directors to writers and actors and so on. I'm just curious, does Rizzle have or can you speak to whether or not Rizzle has been used or could be used for pitches or teasers in longer format feature film or television type programming? Anything to say on that?
Yeah, we've had, so currently we have Rizzle being used for publishers making text to video, going from their written articles, journalistic articles to video content. We have a number of YouTubers and podcasters using the platform to create their teasers, thumbnails, highlights, things like that. But so far we don't we're not at least aware of people who are using it for feature films, the stuff that goes into TV. We've had quite a few asks on that front. In fact, been talking to some big TV channels that want to take their episodes and create, highlights of certain characters, things like that for further distribution on YouTube, etc. Some of those use cases we can handle today. Like for instance, if you have a 30-minute newscast with all kinds of different topics being discussed and you want to clip that up into separate things and use it, that's doable with the platform we have today. If you want to follow a character around and sort of make cuts that are specific to, let's say, every time Tom Hanks shows up, not something we can do today yet, but that's a future thing on our roadmap that we're definitely looking to do.
Thank you so much for saving so many hours of our lives, and I'm excited to see how your product evolves. Following up on a question earlier from this gentleman, you mentioned being interested in making a demo that has like a person speaking. Because like for my audience, if they see a video that doesn't have me in it, they won't even know it's my video,
Sure.
When would you estimate we could watch a demo of that, and where should we go to watch it?
You can watch it right now, but I just didn't give that to the gentleman over there who's projecting my slides. So catch me afterwards, I'll show you.
Thanks.
I think your voice is memorable, so even if you don't see your face, you hear it.
Well, thank you.
Sorry.
Last one.
You mentioned SEO optimization. That was the one thing. Editing takes forever. However, SEO optimization and discoverability has always been a big challenge. How is Rizzle really helping us solve that?
So we generate the title, description, and hashtags for your video, and
Wonderful. Thank you. That's the biggest hurdle for some of us that are just starting out. So thank you.
Yeah.
So does it search like AdWords, use AdWords or anything like that?
Yeah, it tries to find things that are trending and incorporate that in the description, especially if it finds relatable stuff in your transcript.
And can you give it feedback the same way you can with GPT?
Not yet, that's something we're working on.
Gotcha. Does it get multiple options?
Yes, it does. Okay, I think that's time. Well, you guys have been a wonderful audience. I want to